A little while ago, I did a video on the Bitcoin price, and I predicted, this was in June, I predicted that it was going to make a move before the end of June. Now, if you look here, it reached the lowest point on the 28th of June, and then it started to head up, and it actually broke through my triangle or flag or pennant that I had drawn here. Now, I predicted, or rather I expected Bitcoin to actually start its main bull run from there, and by the end of June I expected to see some really decent Bitcoin prices. But that never happened. So I want to have a look at maybe why it never happened, or what it's going to do in the future from here on out. If you take a look, I'm going to go back in history now to, what's the date? The 29th of October 2011. You can see it broke out, or it basically started to rise from that level of 5,734. Now that level is pretty important, because as you see, I've drawn this, the bottom of my flag or pennant is touching on that price point, and it goes right through to today. As you can see, it left, or it made its first run from that price point on the 29th of October. It came back and it tested that support level now, which now has become a support level. It tested again on the 12th of November, and then this year it came back again to test that support level on the, let's just see, on the 6th of February. Let's move the chart here. It came down again, but didn't come too close. Around, let's see, what's the date here? Around the 6th of April. And then it came down and it tested that level nicely, properly, on the 29th of June, which was the date, more or less, I said that we should see a breakout or something happen with Bitcoin, and it did. It broke out, broke through on the upside of my pennant or my triangle, and although it never rose as steeply as I said it would, and it never kept on going, it made a fairly steady rise, and then it has come down, and it has come down to this level now, which is around, it came, well, not now, but it came down to roughly $6,088, which is, I wouldn't say it's testing this support level again, but it's more or less coming down towards it, but it hasn't broken the support level once since October last year, since it started October last year. Now, this is a very good sign for us as far as I'm concerned. We have also had, if you take a look at the volume trend line since, what's this? Yeah, since the 6th of February last year. This is after the big bull run of December 2017, and things started to slow down. You can see the volume slowly has decreased over time. Now, when you get a breakout like this on decreasing volume, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very good sign, because it tells me that although the volume is dropping, which means the people who are selling are getting less and less and less. There's more, or rather there's less Bitcoin changing hands. So the Bitcoin available on the market is getting scarcer. There's getting less and less of it. Therefore, people are starting to, or are willing now to start paying higher prices for Bitcoin, because the price is low, so they want Bitcoin. They want to buy now. They want to buy the dip. The people in the know, or the not the weak hands, the strong hands, want to buy more now because they're at the bottom of the dip, but people who have been selling are now getting scarce. That is why the volume has dropped. That is why from the, what is it, the 30th of the 6th, no, the 29th of the 6th, all the way until the 7th of the 7th this year, 2018, we have had basically a rising, on average, a rising price on dropping volume. Now, this is a very good sign for something to happen very soon. You can't have the price keep rising and volume getting less and less and less, although you can have it, the amount of Bitcoin on the market is going to get scarcer and scarcer, and people are going to start. Right, where was I? Sorry about that, I had to take a call. I was discussing the price rise, yes. It has risen, and I expected it to go up. Now, like I said, it has come down since the little run it had. That I thought it was going to go and keep going, but it has come down since then a little bit, and it has, I suppose you can say, it has sort of tested this level, but it hasn't come that close. But now it has turned, and over the last 2 days, it has made nothing but positive gains. As you can see, I'm on a 1-day chart here, but if I go to the hourly chart, let me just get it to the hourly chart, and let's get it so we can actually see the thing. There we go. As you can see from, let's try to find, you can see that magenta line there, that is the bottom of the pennant or triangle, and this is the corner of it here, and that's the other side of it. Now if I move this, I know I've got it very large now. Let's see if we can just get it a little bit smaller. There we go. This is the little, that's the day, sorry, the hourly chart, and that's how quickly it broke through my pennant. I've already dealt with that in another video. And then we had this, on average, we had this, if I can just draw a little line here, it's going to be another magenta line. Get this a little bit smaller. You can see I have, basically I'm just going to draw an average line right through the center of it. We've had this rise. Now that isn't a decent rise. We've had our ups and downs during it, but on average it has gone up all through that. And then we had, oh come on, okay, and then we had this little sell-off, and now over the last weekend it has made some steady, on average, not major gains, but it has made some steady gains, and it is maintaining now. But what I can see is it looks to me like the volume is starting to pick up. Over here, you can see the dip here. This is about the lowest it's been for ages. And now I can see a slow, what looks to me like a slow rise in volume. This is very exciting to me because, as you can see, the stochastics RSI has turned. It is facing almost straight up at the moment. I'm hoping it keeps going in that direction. That's a very good sign. Although the MACD is, you can see that the blue line is below the red line. Now these are two averages. It's a 12 and a 26-day average. The blue is the 12-day average, and the red is the 26-day average. Now, as when the short average, the 12-day average, crosses the 26-day average on the upside, and in other words, it goes above it, the sharper or the closer to 90 degrees that it actually does cross it, the more of an increase or a steeper increase we can expect. Now, as you can see, it is still below, but it's starting to flatten out. And once these two coincide and they actually both head up, which I think is probably going to happen now, you can see this little these little red bars represent basically the space between the two, and you can see they're either above the zero line, which is this line, or they're below it. At the moment, you see the blue line is below the red, so our little red stripes or bars represent below the zero line. It looks to me like it has flattened out a bit and will probably slowly swing and go up. Now, if these two coincide and they go up together, and as well as we have an increase of volume, in my opinion, the price has to start going up. Now, the prediction was the end of last month, and well, I suppose we did have a small increase, but I am looking at I just want to look at the, around the 19th to the 25th of this month, I'm expecting something really big. To carry on this trend, if you carry on this trend and you take it up, let's just take it all the way over here. We're looking at maybe 7,500. Let's call it $7,500 Bitcoin by around about, what is the date here? Around the 21st. So I'm looking at probably around 8,000 Bitcoin. I'm optimistic about, by the end of July this year, we should be seeing around an $8,000 Bitcoin. And from then on, I think if it does reach that kind of levels, people are going to start jumping on. The FOMO will set in, fear of missing out, and people are going to start jumping in, and this price is going to start going up pretty fast, or faster. I know there's a lot of people that keep saying this, and it hasn't happened yet, but all the signs are there. The longer this takes to happen, the stronger the bull run is going to be when it eventually does happen. All the signs are there, and there's so much news coming out about acceptance of Bitcoin, and there's the news now late last week was about the new ETFs that are going, Bitcoin ETFs. This is all good news. It goes to the general acceptance of Bitcoin in the general populace, in the markets. Bitcoin is starting to become part of the general, call it the economy, the financial system. It's becoming accepted. The value is really low right now, and I think as soon as these ETFs get their final approvals and they actually start up, it is going to chase the price of Bitcoin up to such an extent that you won't believe what's happening. You'd think it's manipulation or something wrong with your PC. There's a fault somewhere. I think things are going to go crazy. I'm very optimistic for $60,000 to $65,000 Bitcoin, possibly even higher by the end of the year, in the next 6 months or 5 months. That is my prediction for the end of the year. I'm still very optimistic about this upcoming bull run now. I'm sure it's going to happen soon. I might not have been perfectly right when I said it was going to happen, although it did happen to a very small extent, but it hasn't gone back to the average downtrend. I still believe we are still in a bull market. This whole retracement has been part of the bull market. Very optimistic about that. So yeah, that's my take on it for today. Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. But this trend forming now is exciting to me. It looks like we have a slightly increasing volume, and that excites me. It shows that there's more players coming into the market. Anyway, that's it for me today. Catch you later.